Imagens de satélites e dossiês são usados pelos Estados Unidos para embasar sua movimentação diante da crise da Ucrânia. Mas no passado, documentos apresentados pela inteligência norte-americana foram desacreditados e se demonstraram falsos. A reportagem é da correspondente Eloá Horazen.
Quando o assunto é a defesa dos Estados Unidos, todas as decisões são tomadas levando em conta os relatórios feitos pelo Departamento de Inteligência do país. No caso da tensão na Ucrânia, não é diferente, e isso pode ser um problema.
Everybody, even in the US, agrees that the Iraq War of 2003 was based on fake intelligence, right? I mean, that's can be openly discussed, openly admitted, and that was a real tragedy because that war was a war of choice. It was not necessary. So that does create a precedent that everybody is aware of, and everybody has to be careful not to be fooled again. But then we also had, I think the second example that comes to mind is the Steele dossier. After Trump was elected, there was this infamous dossier based on secret information from Moscow about what Donald Trump had been up to when he was visiting Moscow. And that Steele dossier is also now totally discredited.
Em todos os casos, os inimigos parecem ser sempre os mesmos. Tanto nas manchetes de jornais, quanto nos filmes de Hollywood, o papel de vilão recai sempre sobre certas nacionalidades, e a Rússia é uma das mais comuns.
Sometimes I wonder the idea that, American populace has of Russians. Do they know it's not a Putin land? Tell me about Russian reputation. Is there any space on the body of that country where that's free of a damaged reputation? Is there anything good that you've heard or read about Russia in Western media in the last few years?
No dia 15 de fevereiro, a Rússia anunciou a retirada de suas tropas da fronteira com a Ucrânia, mas os Estados Unidos divulgaram cenas de satélite para mostrar o posicionamento e o tamanho da força militar russa na região. Imagens que podem ser usadas para justificar um possível ataque estadunidense no leste europeu.
It has been a very strange month because on the one hand, putting 100,000 troops into position around a neighboring country and moving in equipment and so on, that's not fake news. You can see yourself the satellite photos, right, in the newspapers, and the Russians are not denying that those troops are there, but the Kremlin is saying it's just exercises, admittedly very big exercises, and it's pretty strange to me that you send ships all the way from Vladivostok on the Pacific to the Black Sea, and you send ships from Murmansk on the Arctic Ocean to the Black Sea. That's pretty unusual kind of exercise in the middle of winter, I think. So there is a reality base to what is happening.
O que não está acontecendo, porém, é um diálogo honesto para entender as preocupações e as demandas feitas pela Rússia. Toda a conversa a respeito dessas tensões tendem a adotar a visão americana. Mas toda história e todo conflito tem dois lados.
It's easy for Americans to talk about NATO not being a threat. That's what Americans and maybe most of the NATO members think, that it does not present a threat. However, Russians view it differently. Try to convince them that NATO is not a threat when the missiles are being brought closer and closer to the country's borders.
Pronto! Assim que pintar notícia nova, você fica sabendo no ato.